Beautiful brothers and sisters, thank you for joining me today. I go by the name of Q, and this is the Blue Box. I'm out here enjoying the lovely sunset that the United Kingdom has to offer. The times we are living in are very interesting because human beings are experiencing an ascension process, an awakening process. And this awakening process is going to ultimately take us to an event, and this event is prophesied by almost all major religions, ancient texts and traditions all across the world. A popular one is Christianity, and Christianity refers to this time as the end times, or the rapture, where there will be a harvest of souls, and souls will be chosen to ascend to the heavens. Now, is this a terrible, scary time that everybody should be afraid of? Should you be afraid of the rapture? Should you be afraid of the harvest? You have absolutely nothing to be afraid of. And if you are watching this video, then I can most definitely confirm that you do not have anything to worry about. If you are facing challenges and obstacles and difficulties in your life, then perhaps the reason for this is because your soul needs these challenges in order to evolve. You see, without challenges, we will not push ourselves. And so this is the reason why human beings sometimes or often experience negative things here on earth. Sometimes we go through traumatic times. Sometimes we go through painful times. Sometimes we experience heartbreak. There are many things that can hurt you or damage you when you are on your spiritual journey of evolution. However, if you can center yourself, if you can allow yourself to take in wonderful air and just connect with the earth, you will allow yourself to take on these troubles, take on these challenges, and ultimately conquer them. Because in doing so, you allow your soul the opportunity to evolve. Ancient texts and traditions teach us that the earth was once an extremely peaceful place. And actually, this peaceful place is referred to as being like the Garden of Eden. And what they say about this place is human beings used to reside here, and they were happy, and nobody had any troubles. There was no war, there was no problems. Everything was peace, prosperity, and happiness. Well, what happened in this Garden of Eden, and why doesn't it exist today? Well, we can refer back to the story of Adam and Eve, which also stems from this story I am telling you. And Adam and Eve were members of this Garden of Eden, this happy and peaceful, prosperous society. Well, Adam and Eve decided to do what was forbidden, and they ate an apple from the tree, the forbidden tree. What happened when Adam and Eve ate this apple is they decided to go against what was the norm. They decided to crack the door open to what we now refer to as duality. And so right now here on earth, we have the option, we have the choice to decide what we want to do. We can choose to be positive or we can choose to be negative. Is there an enemy, or is there an adversary who is trying to stop human beings from awakening? And the answer to that question, the simple answer, is yes. Unfortunately, there are individuals out there who will do everything in their power to stop you from awakening. Now, there are many reasons for this. And the first reason is because if human beings awaken, we will change the planet instantaneously. In fact, if every single human being experienced a spiritual awakening right here at this moment in time, we would activate the great solar flash. However, the awakening is a slow process. It is timed, and it is different for everybody, which is what makes it a very interesting process, a very interesting time to be in. It is said that if you are alive here on earth at this moment in time, then you should feel very fortunate. The adversary that is trying to stop you from awakening can be referred to as negative souls or the negative beings. Now, are these terrible enemies that you should be running away from? From my experience, I would tell you yes. However, that isn't the case for everybody. And these are simply beings who thrive off the fear of other people. These beings can't hurt you. You are protected by the light. You are protected by the one infinite creator. You are protected by God. However, these beings, as I said earlier, will do everything in their power to stop you from awakening. Why is this? Well, if you awaken, you have chosen the path of love. You have chosen love over fear. And what's scary about this to these negative beings is that they live off fear. They thrive off fear. Fear to these beings is like energy. It's like a battery. And so without this fear, these negative beings would simply cease to do negative things. And it is our duty to awaken so that we can stop these negative beings. Well, how do we stop them? There's been many world wars here on Earth, and wars haven't seemed to work. However, a simple awakening process of the human collective, a simple acknowledging of who we are and what we can do will change the world instantaneously. Now, there are many ways we can change the world. However, to give you an example of what these negative beings are doing in order to stop our awakening, well, we can look at the use of energy and fossil fuels. Why are we still using coal and gas in this day and age? We know how much damage coal, gas, and all fossil fuels do to the earth. We know free energy exists. I've talked about the science of free energy here on this channel. Nikola Tesla already invented free energy many, many years ago, and so we have to stop as human beings and ask ourselves the question, why aren't we using free energy right here, right now? Why are we still damaging the planet and all of its creation? It's simple things like that that we have to stop and ask, well, what can we do about this? And once again, if we all had a spiritual awakening instantaneously, we would change the planet within a day. However, this is simply a dream, and it's one that can be manifested. However, it seems like the best way we can do this is just by connecting and sharing information with each other. One thing I'll say about a spiritual awakening, and this is from the bottom of my heart, there is nothing easy, there is nothing simple about a spiritual awakening. There is nothing simple about remembering who you are. There is nothing simple about having to come to terms with the fact that you have been lied to your entire life. However, what we can do about this is stay strong and enjoy your spiritual awakening, because ultimately you are here to enjoy your ascension. Ascension is supposed to be an enjoyable process. A spiritual awakening is supposed to be enlightening. It's an enlightenment of the soul. You are becoming happier, you are becoming freer. And so even if you are experiencing difficulties in your spiritual awakening, believe me, I have been there. And this is why I'm here sharing these videos with you guys.